the last head coach hiring was Brian Callahan, the former offensive coordinator from the Bengals, being named the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And like the Panthers move, it seems like the Titans hire Brian Callahan because of what he can do with quarterbacks. So when you look at the team and what they have rostered, they have Will Levis, who came on strong to start in the middle of the season and then kind of leveled out and was solid. He was a solid quarterback. But he looks like he has potential to be, dare I say it, a potential franchise quarterback, at least in Tennessee's eyes. So they go and they look at, okay, who can develop a quarterback that's on the market? Who can do it? And they ultimately decided that coach was going to be Brian Callahan. And it makes sense because let's look at his track record. And I know I keep saying it, but there's going to be a correlation to it. So to start things off, I want to say, it's hard to throw for over 4,000 yards passing yards in a season. Historically, about 8 to 10 players per year do it, right? Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. They do well. But it has something to do in part with who is helping coach them, who's helping develop them. And in Brian Callahan's career, from being a quarterback coach and an offensive coordinator, he has a direct impact on how the quarterback performs, help coaches him up, help them play well. And in his entire career, from as a quarterback to offensive coordinator coach, so from 2016 to 2023, every quarterback he's coached threw for 4,000 yards or more each season or were on pace to do it until an injury happened. So in 2016, Stafford threw for 4,300 yards, 2017, 4,500 yards, both in Detroit when Brian Callahan was the quarterback coach there. Derrick Carr. Brian Callahan was the quarterback coach for the Raiders for 1 year. Derrick Carr threw for 4,000 yards for the first time in his entire career under Brian Callahan. 2019, Callahan was named the offensive coordinator of the Bengals. Andy Dalton threw for 3,500 yards in 13 games and was on pace, if he played the full season and was healthy, he was on pace for 4,300 yards, so over that 4,000 mark. In 2020, Joe Burrow threw for 2,700 yards in 10 games and was on pace for 4,300 yards. 21 and 22, Burrow threw for over 4,500 yards. And then in this last season, Burrow, before his injury, was on pace to finish with 4,000 yards in the season. And just to top it off, when Burrow got hurt, he missed 7 games of the year. Who came in? Jake Browning. What did Jake Browning do? He threw for 1,900 yards. And if he started that whole season, he was on pace to throw for over 4,000 yards passing. So you name a quarterback. Yeah, Burrow was talented, but he was a rookie when Callahan started coaching him. Dalton was on the back end of his career. Derek Carr was fine. Stafford was the only, you could say, solidified player. And he didn't just throw for 4,000 yards. He threw for 4,500 yards with Brian Callahan. So he seems to be a bit of a quarterback guru. And what do the Titans want to work on the most? Will Levis. And what position does he play? Quarterback. So that's why they went out there and got Brian Callahan. So I like the move, and I respect it. Again, just like I said about Carolina, I respect it. They're trying to help their young quarterbacks have success by bringing in quarterback gurus in their eyes and their vision. So I don't mind the move. I like it. I understand it. Again, I'm not going to write home about it and say they struck gold with this hire, but I'm not going to say this was a bad hire. Again, it comes down to how does Will Levis progress. But I like the idea and I like the thought process. And one other note I want to make is everyone's probably thinking, well, why did they move off of Mike Vrabel? He was great for so long. They were the number 1 seed 1 year. They went 12-5 that season. He's been a great motivator. He's helped this team so much. They had 1 bad season. Why'd they move off of him? And I think it's twofold. The first thing is he's defensive minded, right? Maybe he won't be able to have a direct impact on Will Levis. But the other thing, and most importantly, the biggest thing about why they move off of Mike Vrabel was it felt like the team that he coached is gone. And in reality, And I'll tell you right now, it is gone. It's gone completely. It's over. That 2021 team that won the division, that was the number 1 seed, it's over. The whole team's departed. And as the team moves on, it's fitting that the coach moves on along with the team, right? Because there's a turnover in Tennessee. And that's truthfully what it is. And that's why I think Vrabel left. And that's why Tennessee moved off of him, because they both recognized this is not the same team anymore. We got to switch it up. Here are some key players from the 2021 season where they finished 12-5 that are no longer going to be there next season. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Rashaan Evans, Bud Dupree, Julio Jones, Kevin Byard, David Long Jr., and Danico Autry. All high-end back players. That's a lot of players. That's 9 players. Core players. Not just roster, but these were all starters, and they're all gone. They've departed. And there's more. There's more starters that are departed from this team. But these are your quarterback, your running back, and your wide receiver 1 are all gone. It's a big loss. It's a big turnover. It's not the same team anymore. So that's why they moved off of him. And that's why they brought Callahan in. Quarterback guru, but also we need a bit of a culture change. Just like I said with Raheem Morris in Atlanta, you need a culture switch up sometimes. And that's exactly what's going on in Tennessee. So I like the move by the Titans. I respect it. I understand it.